Hello everyone, this is Steve G for Chef Knives to Go, and what we have this time to look at for our quick look product review is Masakage Shimo Bunka 165mm knife. So this knife, these are made by Yu Kurosaki, really wonderful blacksmith, and these have been around quite a while. It's one of the, I think, his earlier commercial knives. The name is Shimo, means frost, so this is got a really nice and a frost type pattern on the Damascus on it, so it's got a Damascus cladding. This is an all reactive blade. The core steel you can see right here coming out of the cladding is what's known as Shitogami, or white paper number 2 reactive high carbon steel, and also the cladding is soft iron Damascus over that number 2 or white number 2. So there's no stainless, semi-stainless on here. It's all reactive, so as you start to get a patina, the knife will, start to do that, and the reactivity will slow down. But you got to take care of it and not let it sit wet. In terms of weight and dimensions, these can vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 119 grams or 4.2 ounces. It's very light and flickable. Heat treat on that core steel typically is around 62 Rockwell. And the handle is octagonal, and it's made of what's known as magnolia or hoe wood. So it's a lightweight wood. And the ferrule is black paca wood, which is a stabilized wood product. Nice fit and finish on this handle. Also, where the tang goes into the handle, they've got a really good tight glue-up job there, or seal job. The lightweight helps offset the blade itself is rather thin and not super long, so this lightweight handle helps bring the balance point forward a little bit. So there's your balance point on this one. Pinching it a little in front of that for me, but it's still pretty neutral. So it's not really handle heavy, so it's quite neutral, very nimble when you're handling the knife. The edge length on this is 175 millimeters. So they're not all necessarily this long, but this is almost 7 inches. Overall length, 320 millimeters or 12.6 on this sample. Spine thickness, they're pretty thick coming out of the handle, but they thin out really quick, and even from here to here above the heel where I measure, that's about 2.7, so that thins down pretty good from right there. And then about halfway down, I got about 1.6. They're not all going to be exactly the same on the spine thickness, but this one thins out nicely, retains that spine thickness until you hit the corner there on that reverse sword tip, and then these are ground nice and thin at the tip. And they're also ground nice and thin at the edge. So very good performing blade. On camera. There we go. Let's get our beauty shot on this guy. Actually, I'm going to go this way because you got the kanji on there, which is nice. There we go. So, as you can see, this does have laser engraved kanji on it, on the left side of the blade. So there's our laser engraved kanji, there's our Damascus, it's got a frosted or Shimo finish to it. Core steel. Here's the right side of the blade. These are really nice looking blades. Fit and finish is very good. You've got a little bit of polish to the spine. The spine itself, it's a little sharp on the corners. Not every knife necessarily is going to be like this, but you could take some strips of sandpaper down there and shoe shine it back and forth and clean that up a little if it was objectionable to you. They did a more complete job on the spine here, or I should say the choil into the neck of relieving the corner, so that's nicely done. I'll give this a full 7 out of 10 on my sharpness scale, quite sharp out of the box. It's got some stiffness to it. Again, nimble. Shitogami steel, number 1, number 2, or number 3, which is unusual, are super easy to sharpen. Almost nothing sharpens as easy as a Shitogami number 1 or number 2. So it will make you feel like a sharpening champ. Edge retention is not out of this world, but it's so darn easy to sharpen, you won't care. Here is our cutting board profile. Try not to cut myself. So this is, and again, not every knife's going to be exactly the same. This one, though, is fairly curvy on the profile. So it does flow into a stop at the back, but you can see you got to roll to get there. So it doesn't have a big old flat section towards the back. It's kind of, you've got a low tip, of course, in relation to the knife center line, which is a typical Bunka style. So I'm not going to get real high on a rock, but I actually, on this one, the way they did the tip, I can get up there a little bit before it starts digging in. So this will rock just fine over smaller stuff, no problem at all. Tip draws are great on this because the tip's nice and low. You don't have to lift the handle super high. Again, this doesn't have a lot of flat to it in terms of chopping, but pretty versatile profile. So if you're looking for something light, nimble, really well ground, nice fit and finish, good performance, really good performance, in an all-reactive blade that'll gain some character as you use it. These are been around for a while for great reason. They're excellent knives. This is the Masakage Shimo Bunka 165mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.